Hi all, welcome to the Urbi Academy. And today topic is we are going to discuss about the support versus development. Many peoples will have the this doubt whether I have to choose my career as a support engineer or the development. And you are going to get the answer in this videos. Please watch this video till the end. Let us start. Support are the development career and software development and maintenance in the IT sector consist of the two independent component. Those components are production support and development. You can see this here. And let us see one by one what is the differences, whether you are going for the production support work or the development work. And example, initial stage and you are the fresher or the experience for the 2 years experience you are assigned to the support project. You will be in the confusion that whether I need to choose this product project or not. If I choose this project, what will happen to my career, whether I'll be getting the career growth or not. Everyone will be having this doubt. Let me clarify this doubt, guys. And coming to the responsibilities of the production support work, we'll be doing the monitoring work and patch and update management work and backup and recovery and documentation and user support will be doing in the support work. In the development work, first we'll be doing the requirement analysis, and the next we'll be doing the designing and coding, and next it will come the testing. And the next, once the testing is done, we'll be going for the deployment, and documentation is the last step, we'll be doing it here. And what is the purpose of this in detail, I will be explain you the one by one, guys. Okay. And what is the purpose of production support? Production support, often known as application support, or the maintenance, and focus on the making sure that software application that are already in the production run uh, very smoothly and without any interruption. That is the main motto of production support work. And when you come to the development work, what exactly the will be doing, what is the purpose of doing that? And it is like the will be doing the designing and will be creating, testing and implementing the new software features, and improvement will be doing, or totally new applications are all the part of development work. And let us see uh, one by one in the development what and all will be doing. Let me explain. Okay, let me explain in the what will happen in the development work, what and all will be doing. Yes, here first first page is uh, requirement. First page, what we'll be doing is in the steps of the software development cycle is first will be requirement. The developer will be collaborating and they are coordinating with the stakeholders, and they will be getting the requirement from them. And once they build they get the requirement. For example, if you think that there is a new application like the AI bot for our web application, we need to like the chat gpt, we need to develop for our application, means we can do that. We have to have the discussion with like the stakeholders, and we need to get the requirement, and after that we need to come and do the analysis. Once the analysis is done, and we need to move to the next stage, and we need to do the designing for this. And first analysis has been completed, designing, and what the exact designing, what is the roadmap we need to follow, we need to design it here. Once the design is completed, and we have to move on to the coding page. This coding page which will come here. Okay, and once the in the coding, and we'll be deciding which language we are going to use it here, like the coding language, like the Python also we can use, Java also we can use, and .NET also we can use. Based on the stakeholder requirement, we can do our coding. And once the coding is completed, and we'll be using the, obviously we'll be using the frameworks. It is the frameworks will be depending upon the programming language we are going to use. And once that the coding is completed, and we are going to move to the next step called the testing phase. This is the very important phase in the software development cycle, guys. And here will be, first we'll be doing the unit testing. We'll be doing unit testing. Once the unit testing oh, is completed, we'll be going for the integration testing. Integration testing will be doing. Once the integration is done, and we have to go for UAT, user acceptance testing, will be doing as a part of testing. We need to perform this. Okay, once the everything has been completed, once we'll be doing the testing page. Once the testing page has been completed here, and we'll be moving to the next stage called the deployment stage, and this is the stage number 6. And here the will first will be doing the deployment in the pre-production. And pre-production, the our code, each and everything is going well, then we'll be deploying into the production system, guys. Okay, finally we'll be going to the production system. This is the thing we need to follow in the software development cycle. Okay, and once the deployment is done, and we need to do like the documentation, what and all we have done, the like the mm, what are the things we have done here. As here I told you, right, first we will be gathering the requirement analysis, design and coding, testing, deployment, and finally we are going to do the documentation here. And let us do the what the production support exactly it is going to do once the deployment has been completed now. And after that, and the support person has to take care that application, make sure that this application is going to run very smoothly in the production system. And we need to, first thing we need to monitor that system, so that it will run very smoothly, and without any service interruption. That is the reason monitoring tool we are going to use it here, like the Splunk or the any other monitoring tool, we are going to use it here. Okay, as of now we are using the Splunk, and Dynatrace, or the many other monitoring tools are there that we can use it here. And patch and update management, why we have to do this? We have to do this, why means we need to make sure that our system is up to date. It shouldn't you shouldn't have the any vulnerability. If the patch or the any patch is not updated, means we may attacked by the vulnerabilities. That is the reason we have to do this patch and update management. We need to do the weekly basis, or the like the monthly basis. We need to do this activity. And backup and recovery, when it will come is when the like the to avoid the service interruption, to avoid the downtime of the application, we need to have this plan backup. we'll have our like the service data backup. And if the one server goes down, and we need to up the another server, and if the one server A is going down and server B serving the topic, means we have avoided that, right? So that is the reason we'll be using the backup plan. And recovery, all those things we can use it during the disaster. Something disaster happen, we don't have anything to do, all those things, during that time we are going to use that backup. And in the production support, we can take the backup of the like the database backup also we can take, and the log backups also we can take, other things also we can take it here. Okay. And next, the documentation is very very important role, responsibility we have to play in the production support engineer. And why this is, the whenever you have solved the one incident, and we'll be documenting that, so that we can repair that in the next timing, so that it will be easy for us to follow that and we can resolve that issues. And L1 team, almost all the L1 team will be following that document, and they'll be resolving the customer issues. For example, let me take that example. And in the user support, the user support will be doing in the real time, like the 24/7. And when the ticket user is placing, he is unable to access our application, means what he is going to do is, he's contact the L1 team. Okay. L1 team, he will see, go to the document, and he will see whether the he can reset password or not. He's unable to reset password, and lock the he doesn't have the database access, means he will raise the issues to the L2 again. L2 team will check this, and he will resolve, and he will update the database at the L2 level. This is how it is going to use user support. This is the user support we are going to do. And almost all will be the repeated work will be doing in the L2 production support. And the 20% will be the more challenging work, will not be knowing that. And we have to check with the L3 team or the someone, we need to do that, all the steps we need to do it here. Okay. Let me go and tell you in the show you in the chat wise, and how the exactly our roadmap of the production support. Okay, let me show you this. See here, you guys are able to see right here. Production support engineer is here. He's sitting here. What he can do? He can do the application support also. He can do the database support also, and he can do like the what he can do, proactively monitoring and alerting. I told you, right? Suddenly our system or the application database or anything goes down, or our monitoring, proactive alerting is going to throw an alert, and we'll be getting the PagerDuty calls to our phone, and we'll be alert and make sure that this system is going to run very smoothly. And in the application support, will be user issues will be getting, and the database side, like the database is not responding, and like the we are unable to run the queries. This kind of issues will be getting. These are the repeated issues, we can solve it very easily. In the application side, will be issues is like the unable to log into the application, and reports are not downloading. I want to change the some data from the backend, and last name or the my dob are not reflecting properly in the application. These are the issues will be getting frequently. These are the easy, anyone can solve this. And let us move on to the next concept, like the RCA. So for example, some incident had happened, and for example, think that the application down had happened on the during the weekend. During that time, the stakeholder complained that, okay, so application is not working, and could you please check on this? They will raise the Jira ticket, and you will be getting the call from the L1, and you could check, and you will do the server was down, you have made that up. And in order to prevent that issue in the future, we need to provide the RCA to the stakeholder and permanent fix for this. And we need to provide this, why this had happened, and how we can overcome this, and all the details. We are going to problem statement, who was in saved and who are got impacted, and what is the our overcoming, how we can overcoming, all the details we are going to mention it here. Okay, and apart from this, and the status update and the reporting here, like we have to have the status update with our team lead or the manager based on the teams, the scrum call we call it as, and we have to do that on the daily basis. Okay, and reporting, like we have to send out the how many tickets came for this week, and daily how many tickets come, and how many tickets come, and how many has been resolved, how many is put on hold, and all the steps we are going to do it here. And this can be done in the Jira, and we can download the report using the Jira. And Jira is the monitoring tool, Jira is the ticketing tool, we are using it here. And the documentation purpose, we are going to use the Confluence there, everything we can document there, so that we can use it that later stage. And if the new joinee has joined to our team, during that time we can tell him, okay, go ahead and you can check this, the where frequently we have faced issues, and you can read that. If you have any doubts, you can come up with the doubts, we can solve that. Like this we can tell them. That is the reason will be documentation is very very important here. Okay, and even developer also doing the documents, and we also doing the development, and we need to follow that processes, and it is a depends upon the project, we need to follow that processes. Yeah, now we saw the difference between these two. Now let us move on to one more important concept, like so many peoples will be having the doubts. So which will have the more on-site opportunity, support or the development? Everyone, even I had also had this question in mind when I have joined the organization. Let us drive down to it. Okay, and support or the development. Okay, now we have saw the differences. Now see which one has the more advantages or the more on-site opportunities. Both will have the on-site opportunities, and that too depending upon the project requirement. Client, they want you to be work in their places, means they will ask you to come there, and you have to work in the client place. Else you have to work in your office, like you'll be in India or not in the on-site. The client want you to be in the on-site means, and you have to be there, and that visa process will happen, then you'll be going to the on-site, like the 6 months, 3 months, 2 years, it is a depends upon the client requirement, will be going to the on-site. And who is going to get the more opportunities here is the support project has more on-site opportunity as compared to the development project. Let me give an examples. Example is TCS, Infosys, Wipro, and Goldman Sachs. Here, my friends are working in TCS also, Infosys also, Wipro also, Goldman Sachs. They are working in on-site since from 3 to 4 years. Okay, and Infosys also they are working, and Goldman Sachs also they are working, because they will be having the support projects. Obviously, they want it is a client requirement. Based on the client requirement, they'll be going to the on-site. As I see, the support project has the more on-site opportunities. Okay, and that too, it is a depends upon the company and the project requirement, all those things. Okay, and let us move on to the next questions. What are the skill set required to become the L2 support engineer? And you can become a L1 support engineer also, one level below that, and the L1 will be the first point of contact. They'll be resolving the issues, and you have to have the SQL skill set, and Unix or the Linux, and Jira as the monitoring tool, and other things also you can have, like the Splunk also you can have, or the Java programming little bit knowledge you should have, like the ITIL, that certificate, or it is not mandatory, but if you have the process knowledge, means it will be the good to have it in the L2 support engineer. The main major thing is like the SQL, Unix, and Jira. If you are good at it, definitely you are going to get the job in L2 production support engineer. Let us move on to the next questions. You will be having who and all here eligible for this position. Okay, all the degree holders are eligible. Who are the all the eligibles? BCA, MCA, BCom, BSc, MSc, B and BTech peoples are also eligible, like the freshers. Okay, freshers and experienced peoples also, they can choose the career here. Okay, there is no problem with this. Okay, and now what skill set is required, you got it, and what is the education qualification is required, you got it, and you will be having in a mind that okay, so support work need a coding or not, we need to see that, right guys? Seriously, we are not write any code for the application we support, but we should have the basic knowledge of the programming. I will tell you an example. Whenever the, for example, think that you are working for the Java application. Okay, Java application, Java application. Okay, Java application. The Java application is running slow. Okay, running slow. This time, in order to debug this, you should have the basic knowledge of Java, right? Why this is running, and we need to go to the log, and we need to check. We need to debug it, and what is the error it is coming. We may come across the warning and some 404 error and 500 error and 401 error, 400 bad request, something will be getting, or the lockout timeout, db exception, something we should be able to debug that. That is the reason you should have the some basic knowledge. Okay, not mandatory have the coding knowledge. Okay, no one is going to ask the code all those things, no need to worry. Okay, if you are choosing the career in support engineer. Okay, and the next question will be, what are the features if you have purely worked on the support project, is working on the support project bad for your IT career or not? There is a no problem in working in the IT support engineer, guys. Okay, it is not a project for the development or support, and it is totally depends upon how much you learn and how much job experience you gained are very very important factors here. Okay, and in the certain support project, they that they will allow you to work with the most recent technology. What are the most recent technology? Now the chat gpt is coming, and devops, everywhere you see the devops, right? And aws devops and azure devops, you should have that skill set. Like the, for example, during the deployment page we'll be using the Jenkins deployment will be using. During that time you will be able to pull the code, and you need to build it, and you need to deploy it whenever the issue is coming. During that time you should be able to do the basic debug, and you should be able to pass that issues to the developers. Okay, and during this phase also you can create the improvement to the system and fix the serious defects, small defects. I told you, right, during the deployment you can do the some fixes at the Jenkins side. Other things where the simultaneously you are going to learn a lot in the production support engineer, because you'll be getting the more time here, because you'll be doing the repeated works here, and most of the 80% of the work will be, you will be doing on repetitive basis. 20% will be the different one. It is a depends upon you guys, and you can decide whether you can choose your IT support or the not. I can say the career is bright if you learn the latest technology. You can, in order to survive here, and you can go for like the learning the new technology. No one is going to stop you for learning the new technology. Okay, and let us share my experience here, my experience with L2 production support. And I am playing the role as the senior support engineer. And how much years of experience I have is like the 8 plus. And technology I have working is the Linux or the Unix environment. Even I have worked as the Windows environment also. And what is the query language? SQL query and MySQL database I have used, and SQL server also I have used. And I have not mentioned here Jira as the ticketing tool I have used, and Splunk as a monitoring tool I have used, and I have supported for Java applications. And you can support for the .NET application also. I have supported for Java application throughout my career. Okay, and total company I have worked is 3 years. And what is the opinion about the L2 production support? My opinions is very clear. No regret to work in support project. I am happy to work. Okay, and I have the good opinion about the production support. There is no doubt about it. Okay, let me go for the another important topics and what the others are talking about the L2 production support, and you have to choose this career or not. After seeing this testimony, you can decide whether you can go for it or not. Let me go for the first testimony. Okay, and engineer one is talking about, I will prepare the support or the operation than the development project. He is saying, I prepare the support compared to the development project because he has more advantages, like they will be getting the support allowances and the shift allowances, and many things will be on call allowances, many things will be getting here, and you'll be getting the on-site opportunity. Everyone need the more money, right? So you can choose this career. This guy also choose this career because of this. And career growth also, as compared to development, you can grow like here also, there's no doubt about it. And see here, what he's saying again, the development can be extremely painful, as you can find yourself banging your head for hours to find the bugs in the code, and lot of effort is required to fix the issues. It will take the lot of effort to fix the one issues, whereas in the support work you do more hands-on work and repeated work. I told you, right? Repeated work will be doing, so that there is a no headache for us. We can easily survive in the company, and we can do our work also, and you can continue your hobbies also along with this support project. Okay, and let us see the what the engineer 2 is telling about this. Okay, let me move on. Okay, so what the engineer 2 is telling, see here, he had worked in the both development as well as the support project. He has worked, right? And I prepare the support as it's absolutely challenging. He will prepare support is absolutely challenging. And I have developed the problem solving skills. And while working this project now, he has developed the problem solving skill, expertise in the domain knowledge, and improved his communication. And we have to work with a diverse client. We'll be working with a client, like we'll be having the whenever the client is facing the any issues, we'll be having the call with them, and we'll be on the fly, we'll be solving their issues. All the steps we'll be doing, so that we'll be improving our communication skills. It is truly teaches you how to approach the real time problem strategically and carry out your daily activity with your confidence. It is challenging role, and you can go for it. And after seeing this engineer's opinion about it, you guys can decide whether you can choose the production support engineer or the development engineer. It is up to you guys, and I have put you down like the what and all things you need to understand from here. All those steps I have given you guys. And let me give you an summary of it. And I have at the initial stage, I have explained you about the production support and the development work. And in the development, we'll be doing like the requirement analysis and we'll be doing the coding and the testing, deployment, and the documentation will be doing. In the production support, we'll be doing like the monitoring will be doing, and patch up activity will be doing, and documentation will be doing, deployment will be doing, and all the steps will be doing there, and that two repetitive works will be doing in the production support. And coming to the on-site opportunities, there are the more on-site opportunity for the support work as compared to development work. These are the things we had discussed about here. And thanks for watching this video, guys, and please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.